How much clothes did you buy in COVID, right?
I think in Japan we were
In
somehow
a different perspective,
maybe more free to still go out and buy
Yes.
things, but I know
Yeah.
that a lot of people, stuck at home. But maybe online sales took off.
So I would say online sales seem very big, but there's still a very small fraction of actual apparel sales. And when your store is worldwide, when your customers have no outlet for their product, they have to stop buying, right? And they stop buying fabric, right? So you're put in a situation where you have to keep machines running, or else your partners die, right? The production ecosystem collapses. But you also don't have an outlet because your customers are essentially closed for business. They have to survive, and they find digital outlets, and everyone finds a way to survive. But still, your sales of some companies went down 70%. And when you go down 70%, it's usually, it won't last too long, right? So one of the strategies then, and it takes a lot of guts, is say, let's keep all our partners at a bare minimum without knowing that you're going to sell the product. Let's keep weaving. We kept going. One day it should open up, right? We don't know the end.
You don't know when, but one day.
One day. So with that kind of positive hope, you may call it a foolish risk, but I think the more foolish risk is to stop producing with your partners that you've lived has helped you all this time. So we have this symbiotic relationship, and that proved our success when things started opening up.
So the bet paid off.
The bet paid off.
The trust paid off too.
Bet paid off. Just back to the COVID situation. The other strategy is to always remain global. So when Europe was closed, the US was open. When the US was closed, Australia was open. So there were always markets open, but there are companies that only do the US or only do Europe, in whatever industry, actually. So you always have to have a global presence, because that also helps in times of need, right? Yeah. You never know what happens in this world, especially today.
In your time as a president of the company, what would you say was one of the maybe more rewarding moments where you're like, this is something we did with the company, we achieved this?
I think challenges are always rewarding, right?
When you overcome
when
them.
you overcome them. But I think the story I told you of keeping our support of our production partners, keeping engagement with the customers. We're not in an industry that is telework friendly. You have to touch fabric. You have to look at it.
You have to produce
physically. You have to produce it. You can't do it online or from your home. If you work from home, it's just to follow up on an email. Maybe there is backlash, but I would say the staff, the employees, our partners, all kind of the people that said, you know what, let's try to come into the office or to production floors as much as we can, despite all the restrictions. And by doing that, we were able to come out very successfully. And when I say very successfully, our sales have doubled since pre-COVID.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so it's not a V-shaped curve, it's an up curve. And I think that is because we took that foolish risk, if you want, or the risk of supporting our partners. And we also kept the relationships going with the customers, and we kept things going within our company. So I think when you come out of, it's the most challenging thing, I've ever experienced. But I think when you come out of it, it's extremely rewarding. Yeah.
In a situation like this, as a leader of your company, you had to bring everyone together, the customers, the partners, and all your employees to be like, I know it's scary. I know there's a dangerous virus going around. I know you're worried for your job, for your income, for everything. How do you bring everyone together in that moment to go through this?
It's not easy. I would never say it's easy. When I look in hindsight, I also don't know how I did it. It's kind of the adrenaline that goes through that makes you do things beyond what you think you can do. But I think one of our core values is to be very, we treat everyone like family. So I think with that feeling, I'm talking partners, customers, employees, staff, we all consider them as partners. So it's always that before money. And I think that kind of culture helped us pull through.
In challenging times, the family comes together.
In challenging times, family comes together. Yeah. Actually, if you look at it on the flip side, you also know who is not. You know, who you thought was a strong partner was not. You know, so it kind of filters out the best of people and the worst of people. So
and the core value keeps together the ones that need to.
Together. Yeah. Yeah.